Busch Gardens Tampa have just announced their newest roller coaster coming to the park for the 2024 season. This is going to be a brand new B&M family inverted coaster known as Phoenix Rising, and it's going to be sitting in the plot of land where Sand Serpent used to sit. This is a really exciting new addition to the park. Actually, a coaster coming to the park which I think is a bit sooner than a lot of people expected, and a very different coaster to what a lot of people expected to come to the park, with a lot of B&M Giga rumours. I know not everyone believed those, but it is a very different coaster to what most people thought would be coming, and it's come earlier than I think a lot of people thought would be coming to the park. So this is a really fantastic addition to the park, and we're going to look into what this means for the park, for the chain as a whole, and what it actually means for B&M as a whole as well in today's video. If you do enjoy today's video, please do give the video a like, it massively helps out the channel. Subscribe to Coasternaut for more videos, especially more videos regarding coaster and theme park news updates, as we are getting many of those around this time of year, and please subscribe to the channel for more. Like I say, I think you'll enjoy. So then, Phoenix Rising. This is going to be a B&M family inverted coaster that will make Busch Gardens Tampa actually the first park in the world to have two B&M inverted coasters. Obviously they do have Montu, which is the large inverted coaster at the park. This is obviously going to be a more family related coaster, and this is a really interesting addition to the park. So let's actually focus on the addition itself before we talk into what this means for the park, for the chain, and for B&M. Like I said, it's going to be called Phoenix Rising. First of all, the name, I think the name is really awesome. This is going to be sat in the plot of land where Sand Serpent used to sit, and also there used to be a flat ride there, sort of a pirate ship ride, called Phoenix. So, you know, it's really a nice little cool attraction name here. We're paying homage to the old Phoenix ride, but it's also a really cool name, you know, Phoenix Rising. I really like that name, and I think it's going to be a perfect addition to the area. They have Scorpion in this area. This is in the Pantopia themed area of Busch Gardens Tampa, a very central area in the park, so it's going to look really cool. Obviously in this area, like I said, they have Scorpion, which is a thrill coaster. They have the massive drop tower there, the Falcon's Fury, sorry the name just escaped me there briefly, which is another thrilling attraction. So to have a family coaster here, that works really well. It's a nice contrasting addition to those other attractions, and it's a nice little addition to this area. You know, a family ride to accompany both of those two thrilling rides. So the actual coaster itself is a B&M family inverted coaster. There have been two of these models previously built, however they are both over in China, so this is something very unique to the Western Hemisphere and the US as a whole. Like I said, they do already have a B&M invert in Montu at the park, but that's a very thrilling coaster, a very large coaster. This is going to be a lot more on the family scale. Think something like the one you see at Dollywood, or, you know, over here in Europe we have them, the Vekoma ones I'm talking about. We have a lot of Vekoma family suspended coasters. Intamin have actually got some family suspended coasters, but this is the first in the Western Hemisphere that we're going to see of a B&M family inverted coaster, and I think this is going to be a really unique coaster. I think, like I say, it's not the same layout as the two that's over in China. They're both clones and are a shorter layout. This one's going to have 1,831 foot of track and a top speed of 44 miles per hour. So it's going to be very unique, and I think it's going to fit in really nicely in this area. I mean, just based on the concept images we've seen here earlier in this video, we don't have too many just yet. But from the concept art, you can see there is going to be a nice like overbank, which is going to go above the entryway to the queue line of the ride, and it's going to be right near the main midway. And I think it's going to provide a fantastic photo opportunity. It's going to look really nice in this area of the park, like I say, in a very centralised area of the park, in the Pantopia area. Busch Gardens isn't massively known for its themed areas, but, you know, Pantopia is a very nice themed area of the park. It's sort of like a little market, Moroccan sort of town sort of style theming. And I think they can theme this really nicely based on what we've seen in the concept art already. And I think, you know, it's going to look really nice. I think the blue track looks very nice. I think the supports and everything in the yellow trains, you know, the fact it's called Phoenix Rising, maybe similar to the flat ride. It should have been maybe more orangey, yellowy red, but I think it does look very nice from what we see in the concept images. And I think overall, I think it's going to be a really nice addition to the park. So what does this mean for the chain then? I think for the chain as a whole, I think when we look at the new family coaster from B&M coming to SeaWorld Orlando next year as well, I think we're slowly starting to see the Busch Gardens and SeaWorld chain slowly start to tailor more of their rides towards the family market and the family thrill market. You know, we've seen lots of big thrilling additions to the parks and the chains over the past few years. And I think, you know, tailoring more towards family investments over the next few years could be a really good way to go. You know, families typically spend more money in the parks than us enthusiasts, and even though for us this may not be as thrilling a ride, you do need to tailor more towards the family guests as well. You know, when you actually look at a lot of these chains and the coasters they do offer a lot of thrilling coasters, but, you know, they don't actually offer many family coasters. You know, there is the family coaster at Busch Gardens Tampa at the minute, but overall within the chain there isn't actually too many family coasters, so to provide something which isn't just a true family coaster, but a bit of family thrill as well that enthusiasts can enjoy, because I think when we look at the Vekoma ones, there are definitely a lot of thrilling elements on those Vekoma ones, and maybe something like this B&M family inverted coaster coming to Busch Gardens Tampa, or maybe more similar to what we see on the Vekoma family inverts, rather than the two that we've seen already in China, because they are a lot smaller layouts. This is going to be a larger layout with a higher top speed and everything. And maybe it'll be more similar to what we see with the Vekoma family inverts, and a bit more thrilling that enthusiasts can also enjoy this. What does this mean on a smaller scale then, rather than what it means for the chain? What does it mean for Busch Gardens Tampa and the future of their park, and what new coaster additions will be coming to BGT in the coming years? So, as I mentioned at the start of the video, there has been a lot of rumours recently about a Giga coaster from B&M coming to Busch Gardens Tampa, and now this is definitely a very different coaster from B&M. It's not exactly a Giga, it's a lot smaller, but those Giga rumours were a bit unbelievable to me personally. I think if any park within the chain was to get a Giga, it would definitely be one of the two Busch Gardens parks, Tampa Bay or Williamsburg, and to me personally I think Tampa is slightly more realistic than Williamsburg based on their layouts and what coasters they actually need. But could this still mean a Giga is in the pipeline? I think potentially, maybe in 2025, 2026, 2027. I think, when you look at the past few years, we've had Tigris, we've had, obviously, Iron Gwazi open in the past few years. Like I said, there has been a lot of thrilling investment. So now that we're adding this family coaster, removing Sand Serpent, sort of tying up the family market for a few years, maybe this is going to be sort of a middle ground investment to keep everyone happy. We've had a lot of thrill coasters the past few years, now we're getting a family coaster. Maybe this is just designed to keep everyone happy at the park for the next few years, whilst the park builds up a budget, because obviously these do cost a hell of a lot of money, these B&M Giga coasters, anywhere between sort of $25 and $35 million. So maybe they are sort of, making sure that everyone at the park is fulfilled with the offering of coasters. And potentially we could still be seeing a Giga coaster come down the line in 2026, 2027. I think 2025 that I've seen some people speculate about is a little bit too soon in my opinion, but there is always the potential that they could do back-to-back coaster years, but in my opinion that's a bit too soon, although we have been seeing the SeaWorld and Busch Gardens chain adding a lot of coasters very quickly throughout the chain in the past few years, so maybe it is on the potential. Please let me know down in the comments below if you think a Giga coaster is coming to the park still, or if not, what do you think the next coaster added to BGT will be after this family coaster? What does this family coaster mean for the future of the chain and for the park as a whole? So then what does this mean for B&M? I think, following Pipeline, and some of the other family coasters that we've seen, obviously the wing coasters that we've seen here in Europe with Mandrill Mayhem and Maximus at Chessington. And this is just another, obviously it's not brand new, we have seen these inverts in China before, but they haven't really kicked on. I think once again this is showing how B&M are evolving. They're evolving with the times, and they're starting to implement a lot of new models throughout the world. And I think this is really exciting, I'm really excited to see where we can go with these inverts now. Maybe this is, obviously, like I say, the other two were in China, and I think by putting one in a more popular park, a well-known park, especially on Orlando, that's near the IAAPA festival that happens every year, potential parks might come out to BGT to see this once it's been built, and I think this could be a real, selling point, trying to get more of these out there into the world, compete with the likes of Intamin and Vekoma and their family suspended coasters. But let me know again down in the comments, do you think we'll start to see more of these B&M family suspended coasters now that this one is being built in Busch Gardens Tampa? Let me know what you think about this new coaster coming to Busch Gardens Tampa as a whole. I think it's going to be a really great addition to the park personally, but I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a like, it massively helps out the channel. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.